Good afternoon. I would like to thank everybody for gathering with us here on this historic day in the history of DePaul. You know, our journey to identify DePaul's 21st president started nearly 10 months ago in May of 2019. And since day one, the outpouring of support that the search committee received from the DePaul community has been tremendous, and I just want to thank you all for that. You have encouraged us and inspired us to work hard on behalf of DePaul, and as a result of your input, the search committee was able to clearly articulate the needs of our institution and evaluate several different options. And on behalf of the search committee, I am delighted to report that DePaul today, once again, is displaying our gold within with this historic appointment of our amazing new president. I would like to take a moment to recognize my fellow members of the search committee, some of which are here with me this afternoon. You know, I knew some of these folks before our search began, and others I met as we started to do our work together, and I truly do consider all of these folks now very close friends. The relationships and the team building that happened over the course of the last 10 months within our committee has been truly special. Faculty, staff, students, cabinet, alumni, and trustees all came together and we really bonded. We sorted through questions and we analyzed answers, and we challenged one another at times, and we'd laugh and we'd have fun. And at the end, some of us even cried with happiness when we knew we had found the next leader of DePaul. I just want to thank Betsy, Christian, Jeff, Amity, Nicole, Matthew, Rob, Dave, Bob, Denise, Greg, Kathy, Kyle, Matt, and Mike, and I would just like us all to give them a round of applause because they have done a lot. We have had an incredible experience together. Thank you all for your service to DePaul. The institution owes you a tremendous, tremendous debt of gratitude. When we started our process, we started with two main goals, and we knew the ultimate goal, of course, was to select a leader who could move the institution in the right direction. But we did not want to overlook our second goal, and that was to execute a leadership selection process that would bolster, rather than undermine, our institution's strengths. So we invested both heavily in the pick as well as investing in the process. And as for the pick, the committee interviewed several fantastic leaders that had the skill sets and were eager to take on DePaul's presidency. The candidates were a mixture of strong academic and corporate profiles. Specifically, candidates were university presidents and vice presidents, corporate executives, most of which had PhDs or other strong educational pedigree. As for the process, while fulfilling our commitment to confidentiality, we were able to engage all facets of the institution in very meaningful ways. The numerous listening sessions that we conducted across the DePaul community drove the content for our presidential prospectus, and this prospectus really served as the roadmap for our analysis and our assessment. And with the assistance of our search partners, Russell Reynolds and Associates, the committee pre-screened hundreds of potential candidate CVs. We critically analyzed over 40 down-selected presidential candidates. We conducted first-round interviews and second-round interviews. We went to candidates' home cities and met with their families. And we also solicited additional observation and feedback from 20 DePaul community members, including faculty, staff, and students who were not on our committee but were extremely helpful in the very end. And after a very thoughtful and deliberate process on Monday, February 24th, our committee unanimously and enthusiastically approved a resolution to recommend to DePaul University's Board of Trustees that we elect Dr. Lori White to serve as our 21st president. Now, I shared with Dr. White a little earlier at breakfast that while our committee work is done, that she must know that our committee has her back, and we are excited to partner with her any day of the week to continue to move DePaul to new and exciting heights of excellence. Now I'd like to ask our board chair, Kathy Vrabeck, class of '85, to introduce you to our new president. Thank you.
Thanks, Justin. Before I introduce the person you've all really come to see, I'd like to thank three individuals. First, I'd like to thank our current president, Dr. McCoy, for his tireless work on behalf of DePaul. During his tenure, he undertook necessary strategic change to strengthen DePaul's foundation while launching critical initiatives to ensure our student success. Among his accomplishments was overseeing the successful completion of the largest fundraising campaign in DePaul's history, and the creation of our 21CM program, bringing national recognition to our beautiful School of Music. Second, I want to thank Betsy Demings, who is never front and center when I do. I am always amazed at how Betsy keeps so many balls in the air. She has always continues doing great work in her day job, and yet throughout this process helped us organize and get to things and schedule this without anybody knowing, and all the things that she does. It makes it look so easy. I don't know how she does it, but thank you, Betsy. And lastly, I want to thank Justin for his amazing leadership of the search committee and the process he described. Your commitment to engaging the entire community in developing the prospectus and then ensuring that the committee was evaluating our rich candidate pool against those criteria was inspiring. Thank you for leading us. Thank you for leading us in a great process and, importantly, to a fantastic result. It is such an honor to be able to introduce the DePaul community to Dr. Lori White, our next president. I'm sure you've all read her impressive background by now, so I will keep this brief. She's the current Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs and a member of the faculty at Washington University in St. Louis. She grew up in San Francisco, and she comes from a family of academics. She has undergraduate degrees in psychology and English from Cal Berkeley, and a PhD from Stanford University in education administration and policy analysis, with an emphasis in higher education. What stood out from the first time we met with Dr. White is her student-centered leadership. She understands that the student experience is best served when academics, co-curricular experiences, and residential life are considered holistically. These are things we very much believe in at DePaul. She has been a faculty member at several top institutions and will carry a faculty appointment here in the Department of Education Studies. On top of her academic credentials and her success in significant student affairs leadership roles, Dr. White's ability to engage authentically and transparently with all constituents has contributed greatly to her success at world-class institutions. I have no doubt that the entire DePauw community, faculty, staff, students, parents, and alumni will soon experience what the search committee loves about Dr. White. She is engaging, energetic, and inspiring. She is a team-oriented leader who is passionate about the liberal arts, access, and student success. And she's smart and fun and funny. I understood before this morning that she has a great singing voice, and now I've actually heard it, so I can tell you she has a great singing voice. I look forward to working closely with Dr. White as she begins the important work of leading our great university. I know you will all join me in extending a warm welcome to Dr. White and her husband, Anthony Tillman, to DePauw and to Greencastle. And now, it truly is a great privilege, as chair of the Board of Trustees, to introduce you to our 21st president, Dr. Lori White. President White.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. It is so wonderful to be here, and thank you so much, Kathy and Justin, for that wonderful introduction. It is a great day to be joining Team DePauw. I'm honored and I'm humbled to be selected as the 21st president of DePauw University. And I'd like to thank the members of the search committee and the board for the faith that you have placed in me to partner with all of you who are gathered here together, board members, faculty, staff, students, and alumni, to lead this incredible university. I'd especially like to thank my husband, Anthony, otherwise known as Tony Tillman, who's here with me today for his unwavering support. Tony and I have been partners in life and in our work in higher education for the past 14 years. And while I'm new to the great state of Indiana, Tony completed both his undergraduate and his master's degree right up the road at Purdue University in West Lafayette, Indiana. Maybe that's why lately he's been humming the stanzas of "I'm going back to Indiana" from the Jackson 5. So while Tony, in many respects, is coming home to the region of the country where he first started his higher education journey, I'm moving even further from my California roots. So of course, after discussing this opportunity with Tony, my first phone call upon receiving the job offer was to my mom, who lives in San Francisco, California, and is 86 years young. Because no matter how old one gets in life, Mama's approval for major life decisions is still important. So I had to break it to her that I was not going to be moving back to California anytime soon. My mom asked me why I decided to accept the opportunity to become the president of DePauw. And I reminded my mother of a quote about the importance of living lives of service that she often shared with my two sisters and with me when we were growing up. The quote is from Marian Wright Edelman, who said, "Service is the rent that we pay for being. It is the very purpose of life." I told my mother I felt the call to serve as DePauw's president when I heard firsthand from students and alumni the transformational gold within impact of a DePauw education. Students like Dante, who gave me a campus tour 2 weeks ago, who's from New York City, and is graduating this June with majors in Japanese and computer science, who wrote his senior thesis on how robots could be a way to support an aging population in Japan that does not have enough caregivers for the elderly, who has already started his own business. I hope he gets a few patents for that robot idea and names DePauw as one of his beneficiaries. And Chloe, who's a sophomore from Chicago. She's a talented singer who is at DePauw because her high school teacher encouraged her to audition for our renowned School of Music. I understand from Professor Nicole Brockman that Chloe is an awesome performer. So Chloe, I'm not sure if she's here, but if you all know her, tell her she can expect an invitation from me to sing at the presidential inauguration ceremonies. And Anna, who is one of our young alumna board members, whose family immigrated from Mexico when she was 2 years old to make a better life for Anna and her siblings, and who, while a student at DePauw, had the chance to lobby Congress to advocate for dreamers like herself and others who should have the right to fulfill the pursuit of the American dream. I'm inspired by current students and alumni like Dante, Chloe, and Anna, and others that I've had the opportunity to meet so far. And with your support, I'll be deeply committed to ensuring that we do everything possible to attract the best, brightest, most talented, and most diverse students to DePauw and retain them once they are here. That's a mission that I am called to serve. I also felt the call to serve as DePauw's president when I visited East College and I saw the portraits of the men and women who have shaped the history of this incredible university. Those men and women are scholars and trailblazers whose visions that a great university could be built and thrive in the small community of Greencastle, Indiana. And there are so many other faculty and staff members, alumni and students, not pictured in East College, who have contributed their time, their talent, and their treasures to building our great university. Our history shapers believed in the power of a liberal arts education for, as our motto says, the splendor and light of the common good. And at the core of our liberal arts education is our extraordinary faculty. As the daughter of a college professor whose students will tell you that he was the most outstanding teacher and mentor they have ever known, I am witness to the power of great faculty to change the lives of their students. So speaking of changing lives, more than ever, our world needs individuals who are critical thinkers, problem solvers, innovators, and who understand the value of diversity, who consider ideas using an interdisciplinary lens, and who are brave enough to challenge the status quo. The true value of a liberal arts education is how well prepared students with these abilities and perspectives are for careers in a wide variety of fields. As a former English major, I can share that I have used the skills and knowledge from my undergraduate education in every position I have had throughout my career, and I am certainly an example that a liberal arts education also leads to a great job. I'm excited for the opportunity to continue to dream, imagine, and reimagine with all of you the next chapter in our university history. And finally, I felt the call to serve as DePauw's president when I understood that my appointment to this role as the first female president and the first African American president might serve as an inspiration to others, particularly the next generation of young people, that anything is possible. I only wish that my dad, whose favorite song was "To Dream the Impossible Dream," and who blazed his own trail as the first African American to receive a PhD in clinical psychology from Michigan State University, was still with us today to see his daughter achieve what many might have thought to be an impossible dream. And after the announcement went out yesterday, I got an email from a DePauw alum who told me that in 2000 my dad actually spoke here at DePauw. And so that was a sign for me that I have made the right decision to become DePauw's president. So as the ever optimist and standing on the shoulders of so many who have come before all of us, I do believe that anything is possible, not just for me, but for DePauw. With our extraordinary faculty, our outstanding staff, our engaged and loyal alumni, and of course, the greatest students anywhere in the world, we can be the best liberal arts college in the country. Why not us? Why not here? Why not now? I can't wait to get started because DePauw never quits. Thank you very much. I am so excited to be your 21st president. Now, I believe lunch is awaiting us, so I look forward to the opportunity to greet each of you individually. And thank you so much for the incredibly warm welcome. I can't wait to get started.